And as you all know, here in Congress, Republicans have voted over and over to reopen the government and end all this pain. We passed a clean, nonpartisan CR that would pay the troops and the TSA agents and Border Patrol and the rest of our federal workforce. We did our job. We had that vote over 3 weeks ago now, and the bill is still sitting in the Senate, where Democrats have now voted 7 times to keep the government closed. I brought our handy chart again today because they were out breathlessly over the weekend, and media outlets, Democrats in Congress, including Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, claiming facts that are simply untrue. They claim that this didn't happen, but this is exactly what the vote tally is. And on September 19th, the House passed the clean resolution that got everyone paid and kept the services flowing, and they voted against it. Every Democrat but one in the House voted not to pay the troops, not to pay TSA, Border Patrol, air traffic controllers, and all the rest. The Senate Democrats then voted that down, and you see now 8 times total in Congress, Republicans have voted to keep the government open, and Democrats have voted to close it, period, end of sentence. And why did they do this? Because they want to spend $1.5 trillion in new taxpayer-funded spending as a ransom for ending the shutdown. Not our talking points, this is in the record, and they filed it. No matter how they twist it, this is a clean, nonpartisan CR. It does not include new spending. It does not include partisan strings attached at all. And this is something, as we have pointed out over and over, that Democrats have supported repeatedly. In fact, 13 different times during the Biden administration. Even the liberal New York Times admits the obvious truth here. You have leaders on the Democrat side like Jay Johnson, who spoke out this week and said, end it, open the government, and then have these negotiations. We were always planning to do that, to negotiate on the other issues. Again, we have to be very clear, the shutdown did not have to happen, but every American needs to understand why it did. And I'll reiterate, I'll summarize for you very briefly again. What happened? It happened because while Republicans are working to ensure the American people are taken care of, Democrats are playing a political game. Unlike 2013, the Democrat Party is utterly rudderless. There have been times in the past where there were shutdowns. Democrats today have no leader, no vision, no direction. The party's at their lowest point in decades in terms of public opinion polls. And so they threw this Hail Mary pass. Chuck Schumer knows this. He reads the polls religiously. He knows his party is furious with him for doing the right thing back in March when he helped to pass a clean CR and avert a government shutdown. It was the right thing to do. He said so himself emphatically on the Senate floor. And that bill he supported is nearly identical to what we're offering today. The only thing that's changed is his personal political calculation. His consultants and his pollsters have told him he needs to show a fight to President Trump, even if it means hurting millions of American families. So that is exactly what Chuck Schumer is doing. He's determined that his own political survival is worth the irreversible harm he's inflicting on the American people. He's gambling with people's lives and livelihoods to appease the far-left Marxist base of his party so that he can keep his job. And make no mistake, this is bigger than Chuck Schumer. Democrats are terrified of their radical Marxist base. The ones who have been here for a while, kind of your father, your grandfather's Democrat Party, the remnant of those folks who are still here in the halls, they're terrified to show any willingness to work with Republicans or to work with President Trump, even when that would clearly benefit the American people. And everybody sees right through this. Meanwhile, Republicans are governing with common sense. In just the first 9 months of unified Republican leadership, we've cut taxes for hardworking American families. We ended the border crisis. We're ending the crime crisis. We're rooting out fraud, waste, and abuse in government, and now bringing an end to conflicts around the globe. And what have Democrats done? Nothing but distract. Now, I'll end on one very important note. Ending this shutdown is not a one-party exercise. Republicans do have control of Congress, quote unquote, but it still takes 60 votes to pass a funding bill in the Senate. All of this is the way the founders intended the process to work. Any Democrats who suggest otherwise are willfully misleading the American people. Chuck Schumer gave a speech on the Senate floor, I think it was on Friday, looks right into the cameras and said Republicans are in control and this is all on them. He knows full well that it takes 60 votes and we only have 53 Republicans in the Senate. There's already a bipartisan majority in the Senate. that supports our clean CR. There are two Democrats and one independent who caucuses with Democrats, 3 Democrat votes total, who have gone along with Republicans and using common sense to keep the government open. We need 5 Senate Democrats now to break ranks and do the right thing. The only ransom here is the $1.5 trillion that Chuck Schumer is demanding from the American people. And you've all heard our Democrat colleagues demand that Republicans come to the table to negotiate. But as I've said time and time again, I don't have anything to negotiate with. We don't have any partisan policy riders that I can remove from the funding.
23 minutes après 11h, nous campons avec déclaration ça que le président Chambre des députés Mike Johnson l'a fait là. C'est encore, voyez, tout y a une sous l'autre, côté que le gouvernement américain li shut down nous à 12e journée. Depuis que le gouvernement ça li shut down plus 11h22 minutes 48 secondes. Côté que la population américaine li a souffri qu'on y a, li pas connaît à qui c'est pour adresser parce que selon vice-président américain, pour gagner plus et moun qui pral perdre du job, il dit we're gonna have deeper cut ahead. Donc c'est ça que vice-président li annoncé. Mes amis, femmes, mettez ceinture nous, mettez jupe nous dans taille nous, garçon, râler ceinture nous, mettez le bien tight dans nous parce que bagay yo pas pi douce jou k'ap vini la yo, jan que nous comprenne autorité yo annoncer yo souple, eh bien ranger konou parce que bagay yo pral pi du que Jean yo teye là à cause moun k'ap perdu job yo, à cause moun qui pral que assurance yo monter, gouvernement déjà annoncé, li pa gen l'argent. Donc comment bagay la pral passer, nous pas ka dou exactement seulement ça que nous k'ap dou. Attachez ceinture pendant que à bois femme ou garçon mesdames yo si nous pas gen ceinture cherchons bel morceau au toile ou bien yon jupon chirel ou bien samedi ou bien pour mouchoir maré jupe nous dans taille nous monsieur si ceinture pas bon plutôt nous pour morceau toile tout nous maré quand son dans taille nous parce que jouyo yo annoncé que y a peu difficile. Entre-temps, gagné un chef d'État américain qui en Égypte là côté que monsieur pral assister à signature protocole d'accord entre Israéliens et Palestiniens qui chercher la paix entre Hamas et pays Israël. Mais en absence premier ministre israélien Benjamin Netanyahu nous apprend qui parfait voyage là. Red branché Pistons FM les quelques 30 dernières minutes qui nous restent, nous pral causer moi avec madame Asselin pour nous remercier toute fidèle branché, toute belle flemme yo, toute amis yo, tout frère yo